Today I'm going to package up some of my couscous backpacking meals. What you need is some chicken bouillon, some paprika, some ground cumin, some Morton salt, and then this is just a mix of dehydrated vegetables that I made. It's got tomatoes, red peppers, onions, green onions, garlic, and then you just need some couscous. Whatever brand, doesn't matter, just get some. So this is an 8-inch wide food saver bag that I've put one seal in, making one side shorter than the other. And into this I'm going to put a tablespoon of this mixture, and I like a nice heaping tablespoon because I like my vegetables. I forgot, in this mix there's also dried celery. Now I'm going to add a teaspoon of paprika, half a teaspoon of ground cumin, half a teaspoon of salt, and 1 teaspoon of chicken bouillon. Then we'll just kind of layer that out a little bit. Make sure it's nice, and then I'll go seal that up. And in the other side, I'm going to put 3/4 cup of couscous. And we'll layer that out a little bit there. And I'll seal that up. So you're probably saying, why couscous? Well, that little package of couscous right there has well over 500 calories in it. And it weighs 6 ounces, including the packaging. And that right there you will rehydrate with exactly 3/4 cups of water. This is a power food. This is one of the tastiest things you'll ever eat in your life. And if you read a little bit about the history of couscous, this is from the Berber people, and some of the first recorded mentions of couscous were in the 9th century, and it was because they had some cooking vessels that they dug up on an archaeology dig that were for couscous. And then the first mention in a cookbook was actually in the 13th century. So this stuff has been around forever. And one of the neat things about eating foods from these ancient cultures is they're very, very purpose suited. This is nomad food, and they're delicious. And the reason they're delicious is because they've had so much time to perfect the recipes. This is good food. The other thing that's great about this stuff that you might not have even thought of is that all you have to do to cook this is to boil an equal volume of water to your couscous. In this case, 3/4 cup. So you can make this with a minimal amount of water and a minimal amount of fuel, and it's an incredibly high density calorie food, and it is delicious, and it fills you up and you stay full for a while. I'm gonna take a little break in the lunch here. I'm playing a little hooky. I'm supposed to be doing some other stuff, but I'm gonna hike back into this prohibited area and cook something up. Be surprised what you can find in little park areas. This used to be an area where you could drive back in, but they closed it because they didn't want to repair the road anymore. And this looks about as good a place as any to set up the stove and have a little lunchy poo. I've got about a cup of water in this cup. It's a 24-ounce cup, so I know if I fill it a third of the way full, it's going to be about a cup. And then I've got a couscous pre-made packet here. I'm going to dump the vegetables and spices in. Try not to spill any. For this recipe, all you got to do is get it boiling, and it takes care of itself the rest of the way. And there we go, it's started. I'm just going to give it a little stir and wait till she boils. So in the background here is a hydroelectric dam. It's not functional anymore, and the cost to repair it and get it functional is more than they could possibly make from selling electricity from it. So it's basically just there to dam up the river a little bit. That's the Des Moines River. So I've got my boiled water there. Now the next step is just to put our tasty stuff in there. Give it a quick stir, and just cover that up. And you just have to sit about 5 minutes so that our couscous can take up all that grain, and that'll be enough time for me to get back and get everything cleaned up. Okay, let's see what we got here. I'm just going to fluff it up a little bit. One thing that'll take this couscous up to the next level is to add a little Sriracha sauce. Sriracha is just a Thai hot sauce. It's named after the coastal city of Sriracha. And it's basically a chili garlic sauce that you'd find in a lot of Asian restaurants nowadays. It's available all over the place. I can find it in my teeny tiny little grocery store with no difficulties. In Morocco, they would actually use a product called harissa that's kind of a dried chili sauce, but I can't find that even in the Middle Eastern stores here, so I have to make it myself, and I don't have any made up. I guess the proof is in the pudding, as they say.